Website feedback, dog related. Hello all. I've created an e-commerce site that sells t-shirts to dog owners. It's called Rusty's Puppy Emporium. All the t-shirts are screen printed by me and are original designs. I've started running Facebook ads and have pretty good conversions when it comes to people clicking the link and going to my site. However, I'm still waiting on my first sale. Please go to my site and tell me anything that you think could be a potential issue as it pertains to lack of sales. The website is be honest and let me have it. At first glance, I'd say $25 seems a little steep for non-branded t-shirts. Shirts are really nice. Are you going to sell them in the real world at all or just online? If you choose to stick with this, all types of bulldogs are very popular, you know. What if everyone that has looked at your site is a pit bull? They don't want a Doberman shirt. Or if they have a collie, they don't care about a pug. If you are going to cater to dog lovers, you need to cater to them all and not just 7. And get good pictures, not stock-looking pictures. If I'm paying that high of a price for a shirt, that thing better bark when I call its name. I realize you are just starting out, but 12 items for sale is not exactly what I call an emporium. I'm sure the visitors expected lots of stuff for puppies. Speaking of puppies, most of the pictures are not of puppies. I'd definitely say the visitors went looking for one thing and found almost nothing at all. Couple of first reactions, marketing thoughts. Pretty much everything and said apart from I agree with. I think the price is rather steep for a basic t-shirt with a black or white logo. I can get quality polo shirts printed up for a fraction of that price and I'm in the UK. Love the color range, though I see I cannot order a logo in any color for some reason. Maybe drop the annoying newsletter ad and the tiny promo code at the top and just reduce your prices by the 20% the ad is offering. This gives people one less loop to jump through if they don't see the tiny top banner, and they probably wouldn't sign up for the newsletter anyway unless they wanted the 20% off, so you won't lose out on email sign-ups as you will capture them during the payment process. I would make the reduction in price a Christmas sale rather than just change the regular price. This creates a scarcity value as it indicates the prices will go up once the sale is over. Plus it makes people think they are getting a deal. Quick pick below. I would also redo the images for your banner. They really don't look that appealing. I'd see if you can find a Rusty lookalike and have some pictures taken laying prone with the dog or dogs on a carpet or sofa, so you have an attractive and engaging landscape image rather than a portrait on a plain background. A warm fuzzy picture. Make it a full-on photo shoot and you will have lots of media you can use to keep your Facebook ads fresh. Edit. Oh, one more thing, I'd make it much clearer that it's free shipping. Prominently at the top of your home page and in the description of each item. At the moment it's below the fold, so easily overlooked, and that is a major cost saving, therefore customer benefit, right there. What is your click-through rate like on Facebook? Lots of valuable advice from others, especially Bickit, so I'll just post my random thoughts when I browsed through your site. 1. The blue mail icon at the top left corner of your site. That is a weird place to put that kind of widget. If you really need to put that, which I personally won't, the lower left corner of the site is a better place. 2. Logo looks amateurish and too clip artish. No offense. I would move the logo to the left of the header, then the nav links to the right of the site, then push everything up to replace that previous space so more of the content is above the fold. 3. Banner images are really ugly. What's with the badly photoshopped lady against a bright green background? The first banner, which screams 20% off everything, makes the site looks really cheap, like a discount stall. The more I study, the more I feel running big discounts like these cheapens whatever brand you're trying to build, and that discounts equals a short-term fix to a long-term issue. Discounts equals training your customers to expect cheap stuff from you. For a lot of the images on the site looks really blurry and low res. 5. Domain name and business name is too long. 6. Since you're on Shopify, if you've money to spare, I suggest to get the booster theme. It looks way better than your current one, and more importantly, has many widgets in place for conversion, especially on the single product page. 7. I like the designs on the t-shirts, looks really good. The only thing is that, on many of the t-shirts, the top of the graphic starts too close to the crew neckline. 8. If you're serious about this, I would consider a good photographer to do what Dog Shop suggested by Bicut has done. If you compare their site and yours, theirs actually looks like a real shop. The mock-up's style of selling t-shirts screams cheap to me. 9. Personally, I feel the t-shirt prices are okay. If people can sell garbage for $50 from NYC just by packaging it up nicely, price is not a real issue. Plus, dog lovers would spend $1 if the t-shirt resonates with them. 10. Single product page has a lot of things that can be improved, but for content-wise, check out J. Peterman and what kind of content they use in their single product page. 11. The home page, at the bottom, should have a nicely done banner or box with a teaser about your story. When clicked, it will take the user to your about page. 12. You have a touching story. Probably need to put a little spin on that and dramatize it further. I feel this has a lot of potential. Check out some sites similar to yours. Hope this inspires you. Thanks MJ. You've written a great book in the millionaire fast lane. It's already one of my favorite books and I've read a lot. Is next. Your response definitely has me thinking. I feel I could do one of two things. 1. Lower the price to maybe between $15, $20. 2. Work on my branding or shirt quality to justify the price. On the right track? Thanks Private Wit. Right now I'm focusing on e-commerce sales, but real-world sales are definitely in the plans. Wow. These are all great points. Thank you so much for being honest. The big picture plan is definitely to have different types of items. Not just shirts. Since I can screen print everything myself, my plan is to offer mugs, koozies, aprons, etc. Maybe I should focus on introducing some of those items to justify the Emporium title, or change the domain name. As for the lack of puppy items for sale, I can't believe I overlooked this one. Thank you again for your honesty. This really has helped me in knowing what to work on. Wow. This is so much great advice, I'm actually at a loss for words. All I can really say is thank you for taking the time to audit my site, and you've potentially saved me a lot of time and money. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great feedback from the forum. I'll go on a slightly different route. Each shirt has a 4 great reasons to buy from us call out. 1 is easy returning. I noticed, though, when going to your return policy, hey, I want to check this out if it's so easy that it looks stock, and hasn't been geared for your business. Here's a few examples that are going to confuse me as a customer, and make me lose confidence in your great reasons. My point being that if you're putting special emphasis on returns as one of your selling points or calls to action, have confidence, returns are no sweat, then this only confuses the customer and actually erodes your great reasons to be unreliable. Once again, just some amazing advice. I'll be implementing all of this. Thank you. My center on the Facebook ad is currently, center all, 1.94%, center link to website, 1.38%. This is great stuff. Definitely has inspired me. Especially, getting the booster theme idea. This could save me a lot of time in the long run. Can't wait to implement all of this great advice. Thanks. Where do you want us to send the invoice? That's not bad stats at all. Well, there is a reason why the return policy looks stock. Because it is. LOL, another great piece of advice and something for me to work on. Thank you. Thanks. I felt the ad stats were decent as well, which tells me my targeting is a good start. I'm just sending people to a site that needs work. Those bright saturated colors are the thing that bothered me the most. It does not look professional, IMO. Can I ask, what is the name of the widget you use for email signups? It looks good, but maybe it shouldn't pop up everywhere. Thanks for your insight. The email sign-up widget is a Shopify app called Privy. You've had some great feedback here, a lot of which I would have covered myself, so I'll just add in a couple of extra things. First of all, that little mail symbol at the corner with a message in it is annoying and it pops up on every page. Plus you are offering 20% off if people subscribe to your mailing list, however you boldly state there is a 20% sale. This is a bad tactic and will put people off, plus I have no way of knowing if you've just added 20% to your prices, just so you can discount them. I have no idea about the quality of the shirts. This description below is confusing to me. How can something be 100% cotton and 65% polyester? I personally would not pay $25 for a polyester t-shirt. The fact is you can charge $100 if you tell a good enough story and use quality materials. However, these look as if they are Fruit of the Loom $2 shirts. For me, the biggest thing harming sales is the name and the branding. Rusty was clearly a great dog. However, in the video you show him wearing doggy clothes. Even before seeing that video I thought with a name and logo like that, you were selling doggy tees. Pros: I love pug life. I think that is really cool, and even without a pug I might consider one myself. The idea is a nice one and could catch on. What I would change: the t-shirt quality needs to go up, 100% cotton and 0% polyester. Branding on the actual t-shirt should be added. At the moment it's just a picture. Where's your logo? Get rid of the 20% sale. Tell them they get money off on multiple purchases. Make them work for that discount. Perhaps add some doggy clothes in there as well, as this would fit much more in with the brand. In fact, they should be front and center, and a matching human one is an afterthought. Also, by doing doggy shirts, you can really narrow down what will be popular. Doberman, Pug, Staffordshire Terrier, all of these are short-haired dogs that will get cold in the winter. If you do stick to human shirts, change the name to Rusty's Tees or something more fitting with what you do. I took time to read about my audience and list down their activities, etc., lifestyle, and so on. You'd find the most in the then design back. Not everyone likes all complicated designs. Most sells with very simple but classic or elegant look. Making it look expensive also, it's not what you think you want. Remove the might want. Give a reason to say why they will buy it. Say this is designed to super moms like you in the creative. Making them feel great about themselves like this one really works as eye-catcher. It makes everyone feel I want one without thinking. The next is to solidify the engagement. I fish my audience by one good mock-up. 3 seconds eye gather. Don't make audience think or assume what the product is. 2. A good headline with nice emoticon like this. Want one? Making them curious what is the product since you asked. Then place them on a king or queen seating. Supermoms like you deserve this exclusive design. Then 3 bullets of what you think they will ask immediately. X. Available in all latest phone models, soft leather etc. VID protected. Then your closure. Get this today HTTP. Then scarcity. Hurry, limited time only offer. Hope this makes sense. I only use free themes in my pages. Simple or debut in Shopify. Few items to have it a hero picture of the product. The best picture but not a mock-up. Plain old white background. They already seen your mock-up in the creative, so no point showing them again. Let their eye focus on the product. A good name with a maximum of 3 to 4 words. Supermom exclusive wallet case. Continue to feed their feeling of being a supermom. Then a tagline at the start of the product description. You know you deserve only the best. That's why we created this exclusively for you. Then your bullet points for description. Then the store policy like or we ship in 2 to 4 week. Multiple package may be shipped separately for faster shipment. We ship as soon as we complete production per item. Then a review. At least 2 reviews. Ask your friend on what they will benefit if they buy the product and what will they say. Then add it to the product description, making it look like a script. My kid would love these for me, Mary. Note that Mary is a real person since she's your friend. Up until you get actual reviews for your product. Then that solidify the product with proof. Now go scarcity. Use a timer like Hurrify. Say sale ends when timer hits 0. Use 30 to 40 minutes. Remember we want to get impulse buyers. Love them later during customer service and retarget then of course the trust badges. The similar items are by collection, so if you group the product by niche then it will show up right. If you see anything on your page that looks odd, remove it. You don't want to lose the buyer's attention. Make it look as an expensive page. Don't go fancy with colors. I get my color inspiration from top e-com stores like Amazon, eBay, Google, etc. I use mostly their color combination. Notice that almost all of them have same color schema. It works. Not too heavy on eyes and general. Hope this helps. No matter what the product might be, aim for at least $20 to $30 margin. This way it can fund back your tests and give you enough a profit. At $30 you can fund 10 ads of $10 easily next day after you sold at least 3 on your day 1 test, or up to the next day on your single sale on day 1. For WC, sell with wallet, cheaper sell faster. I play impulse buying. It jives a lockdown of the audience niche also. The design they like reflects the things they want. It's just that not everyone uses wallet cases. But at least you can start with this. I don't focus on fun designs. Not that it looks cute they will buy. Yeah, you get a lot of link click. Buy no buyer. I focus on the feeling, make them feel good owning it. Save the Turtle is a like. Supermom is a feeling, hero firefighter, best doctor, awesome nurse. Awareness is an option. Like a charity drive. Will you or will you not? But if you say, for the wonderful daughter, focused on awareness, probably would work. Like for cancer awareness. I'm stronger every day. Didn't mention any about cancer but gives moral help to buyer. Cool is a like for me. It doesn't present the urgency. You may have sale but not for long run. It dies like a fad. Focus on what they do daily. Do not make your product a Sunday dress. Else, you just get the maybe buyers. Sell wallet case for firefighter with moral booster slogan. Sell hoodie blanket to scouts for their camping. Sell watch with Bitcoin logo for the Bitcoin players. They would love to flaunt their Bitcoin. Hope this makes sense. You see there it's focused on the need, then design follows. A lot focus on design then need. I do different audience size matters a lot in the long run. I don't get the small ones now as you plan to look to scale. I tried the small group, didn't lasted long, sold a lot. All effort in building it or scaling is limited. List down big groups like nurses, doctors, firefighter, etc. Who does these professionally, then break down into small subgroups like family nurses, registered nurses, licenses nurses, nursing aid. So mainly, look for big main niche group then break down. If you do it reverse and focus on the small then you'd be limited long run. It's like hoping when you try to expand, dig deeper. Stay away from the common. This puts you in a better spot. I design for my audience. It like the feeling of buying gift for a special someone. Design it that way. Then do ads to prove your design. It's not just testing to see. It's aiming to prove that you made it specially for them. Sale will come after. Position it that way. Specially made for supermoms like you. These is where I understood why custom-made products are bought even if costly to produce. Use 3 photos using mock-up and 1 vid. Usually photos work best for me in ad spend since vids are highly clickable due to curiosity to see the vid. While photos speak direct, your ad set will elect best performing after a day. Kill those ads that doesn't perform and duplicate ad set with the working ads. Try it too. Audience will give indication on who works best. Better to be confident to show different angles of ad creative. I'm from the Philippines. Have the same. Doesn't make any difference where you are from. If you don't spend to invest, you won't get profit. It's a risk, but all businesses you need to invest. It's like education. I too still attends training whenever possible. Overly dreaming, it kills you. Aim to target reachable goals. For now, go invest to get money coming in, just enough to pay for your learnings and ads. Don't look at the profit yet. When you get to sell one item, that's a winner. It would be enough to fund your next product, testing and so on. What I do is when I sold an item on day 1, I reinvest the profit on ads for the next day. That way I don't spend much just to learn. Count the time you spend searching, reading and learning but not acting enough to try it. You actually lose more than the fear of losing actual money investing in yourself. It's time spent wasted and the supposed early learnings and profit gets delayed. In return, you spend more since you are slowing down on learning. If you think you don't see yourself really into this, my advice is not to continue early on. The try mentality will not get you anywhere, but just like a casino player, it's not supposed to be like gambling, but if you do, gamble in your learning. Simply says, invest in yourself. See people posting profits as inspiration. They too have gone more than you can imagine just to get there. Not saying it's very difficult, but you can learn it. I don't want you to stop. The more you need to get this working, since as you say, we are in a third world and you may end up being in the best position to helping back your community to teach everyone to make a profit. Else, where would you end up? Use your fear to walk on thin ice. Make it your strength to keep cautious on your approach. You have an advantage. A lot to this like gambling, just putting ads out there without logic, hoping it sells. I did that too, but knowing to spend wisely is the game. It's profit, not number of sales. My designs are mostly plain, no slogan. This enables my design to reach worldwide audience without race nor ethnicity issue. Goes well for scaling since it's acceptable by most. In regards to my post above, the most important thing he said was, I've run a bunch of FB ads and this is so true. You can run ads and get 1,298,731 likes and 29,833 shares but no buys. There are some quotes that give people enough of a feeling to click a button. It can be quotes, photos, whatever. It just has to hit like a truck when they are exposed to the idea or concept. Honestly, you should post them on Redbubble. I posted a few spam designs years ago and a few dollars show up in my PayPal every now and then. I literally forget it exists and did zero work years ago, but they still sell. Some really great feedback here. Appreciate everyone who chimed in. Another thing I might note. At first glance, besides the price, I don't see a business. I see someone trying to make money. It just feels like someone started this after he read a book and wanted to start a money-making venture. This is because you lack a brand and a story. If you examine the websites above and compare, they all convey a business with a mood and a theme. I don't feel that here. Also, there's no way in hell I'd pay $25 for a t-shirt that had polyester in it. And I'm not even that cheap. To me, the shirt designs look cheap. They're like clip art designs that you can get for free. I think you need some originals or to vet them more. I agree with everyone else that commented above, but even if all those changes were made, The shirts just look like $10 t-shirts. Can you give me an example of a t-shirt design that looks not cheap? I'm actually interested. I like these. You can see that the print and the tee look more blended, plus I can really tell the quality of the maroon one. Edit, don't seem to be working. Check out this website, about halfway down. Okay. Thanks for the example. However, 1. These are embroidered shirts. I'm looking for screen-printed shirt examples. Should have been more specific too. $545. For a t-shirt. Brand or not, $545 is ridiculous for a t-shirt that was just embroidered. In comparison, how is my $25 shirt a worse deal? Just saying. After a cursory 2 minutes of Googling and fake buying, it may not be a worse deal than a $545 shirt, but it is a much worse deal than this shirt. I believe that is what is referring to in regards to your artwork. You say it is original, but it isn't. In the space you are entering, it is either a race to the bottom on price, i.e. $6 shirts $11 with shipping but still pretty cheap, or you need a compelling story or mission like this. I'm sure Rusty was a wonderful dog, but your About Us basically says we miss our dog and now we sell dog shirts. Share stories about Rusty on there, or photos. Personalize it more toward being a brand than being just another Shopify site selling dog t-shirts. Why should anybody buy your shirts? If you can answer that and communicate it on your site, then you will be miles ahead of your competition. $545 Harrods versus $25 my site equals $520 difference. $25 my site versus $17 $6 shirts includes shipping equals $8 difference. Once again, is my shirt really that much worse of a deal? I totally understand my site needs a lot of work, branding, images, description, etc. I really knew that before starting this thread. And I'm grateful for the advice. However, I just don't see the comparison in this situation. Forget the $545 shirt. $6 shirts charge $4.99 to ship, so $11 is their all-in, not $17. It's yours at $25 shipped or $20 with your current sale versus theirs at $11 shipped. Yours is almost double. So to answer your question, yes, it is that much worse of a deal to the average consumer, which is how I'm viewing this, as I know nothing about the $5, $25 t-shirt world. The two shirts look the same to me. Now, as an entrepreneur and business owner, I ask myself if your shirts might justify the higher price, and my answer is, maybe, but the site as it is now doesn't convey that. On second thought, why not spend $11 and see how their shirt compares? Why not be different? Put some real pictures of maybe an action shot or doing whatever the particular dog you are taking a picture of does. Maybe a dog playing frisbee or doing something funny. Does anyone have shirts like that? You could also offer for them to upload their own picture. Just to let you know, if you click on quote instead of reply, you can reply to multiple people at once instead of posting many times. Well, if you look at this link, let's compare them to yours, you will find hundreds of similar shirts. Yes, your shirts are the same and the same price. To me, they all look cheap. They are all the same. I actually sell dog t-shirts. It's not my main business, but it's more for branding and marketing. I assume that you are using an app that plugs in directly with a print-on-demand t-shirt company. My shirts are priced at $25 also, but I don't make any money on them. That's because they are printing on the front and back and sometimes the sleeve. My closet has at least 20 dog t-shirts from various dog rescues. They range from really nice to crappy. There are 2 or 3 that are good quality and nice designs that I wear all the time. The other ones I use for sleeping or lounging around. I think you will have a tough time getting a simple site like this off the ground with cookie-cutter designs. Someone who wants a Pug Life shirt has literally hundreds to choose from. below are two shirts that I personally like. I think if your store were filled with more similar to these, it would be more unique. Also, there are other ways to stand out. Here's a great example of taking a current eco topic and turning it to your advantage. Check out the spec and story tabs too. Thanks for the rep. Insane how they can even sell a t-shirt for $6. Even if one were to order 500 pieces of each design, there's a limit to how low the cost of goods per piece can go down. T-shirt blank plus screen printing costs. Some designs have two colors equals plus dollar plus neck tags plus manpower or miscellaneous costs plus cost to acquire a customer, etc. These guys feel a lot like. Even the design style, company mission and the way they market the goods is the same. Maybe they're owned by the same guys. I remember Ivoriella founders saying they want to get into other animal niches, instead of selling them as commodities $6 shirts or making it charity-based, which feels overdone to me nowadays. Ivoriella or Paws or Animal Hearted. I've two ideas. The basic is this. Note, the first idea below is a lot harder to execute than the second one. Your fond moments with your terrier, who crossed the rainbow bridge some time ago. You've a Yorkshire Terrier, who watches TV with you, who watches you mow the lawn weekly, who loves to cuddle with you. Then, one morning, you and your wife came back home from work, only to find the door opened, and Rusty gone. In sadness, you started having hallucinations of Rusty every day and at work. You watch TV, and you thought Rusty is next to you, and you touch him, only to realize it's your wife. You mow the lawn, and you hear a dog barking, only to realize it's all in your head. You start looking for Rusty daily at the car park, the nearby school, the grocery, the pub, the gas station. You even see a psychiatrist. That's your story. To put this on your website, you need to rewrite it properly. That leads to your branding below. Give your brand a name. E.G. Where is Rusty? Where's Rusty? Where's my pup? Where is my dog? My lost Rusty, I lost my Rust, I lost Rusty, or I lost my dog. One all marketing collateral logo. Website needs to be. This be marketed in a sorrowful or sad style. More on that at the bottom. To get a logo made from Upwork or people per hour. No Fiverr. Logo should have two colors or less. From your logo, pick out one of the color as your brand color. 2. You can keep the existing designs you've on the sleeve or bottom hem of the t-shirts. Get a woven label sewn in either of those two places. The woven label will say where is Rusty or where is my dog. This label must be clearly visible and distinctive. There's a few good suppliers in China and also the US itself who can provide these labels. All your t-shirts and products need to have this signature identifier. Or better still, make it a patch instead of a woven label. 3. Website needs to be redone to tell your new story. The website and marketing materials, everything will now revolve around your story. The website banner will show you or some actor posing comically, such as looking into the back of a van with a confused expression. Tip: there's some good student photographers in California from what I've seen, but you've to find them on IG. T-shirt should be visible in your shots. The top banner of your site can say something like, just an example from the top of my head, I'm sure you can come up with better ones throughout the website. Show pics of you or actor in various finding your dog. You bending down to look under the car. Looking under a woman's skirt. In the pool. In the cemetery. At the beach. All about the content. 4. On social media, Instagram or FB, post daily pics of you in your t-shirts, in various poses doing different things, while looking for your dog. Get about 30 photography shots done at the start of the month. Drip post one per day, with a witty caption. Follow all the dog lovers near ULA, some will follow back, then expand from there. Then, either run page shoutouts on big dog accounts or use tools like Infinicore. I just discovered this in a FB group. Post on Pinterest as well. 5. Run FB or Instagram ads with a simple text on the ad that says, "Where is Rusty?" or "Where is my dog?" and drive them all to your site. 6. Collab with Instagram influencers in your niche. Get them to repost your photo content with captions for their followers to read. Example: the idea behind all these is to get fellow dog lovers or owners to jump onto your one-man movement, which is you on a desperate trying to find your dog. During the journey, you come across interesting things in life or happenings. Show all these in your photos, can be real or posed. Hook people, where you try to find your imaginary dog, and then show them your t-shirts, no discounts or mega sales. When you've taken them on the adventure and they can relate it or identify to your story, price will be a lot less of an issue unless the t-shirt is $545. But that's another story. Some people might say you tell them in other words, in this story, you've become the sick guy who's obsessed about dogs, and thus having a dog shirt store is only natural. Play that up and play along. With these, you can build a fun brand. This is why I mentioned above to keep all marketing collateral and website or brand fun and upbeat. I've mentioned a few times before. This guy is an extreme example you can study from. He's selling clothes and anchor bands. You can easily get these stuff at AliExpress or other online sites. But this motherfucker building around the clothes he's selling. Did he shout at you and say 20% off store-wide and buy my dresses? No, check out his Instagram. He into his beautiful world far away from mundane everyday life, takes you on you got sucked in and became part of his world, and now you're a lot more likely to buy from him if he asks you to. I know I would. If I buy from him even if the products are made in China, I would feel extremely good inside. There's a lot of details in terms of execution which I have not listed here. It would take days. So I'm going to move on to the second idea. This one is easier to do. Some time back, Twitter had this viral movement going on. See below, replace sex with dog. Make these, put these as cards and show them on your site in a masonry grid layout like Pinterest. I think Shopify has plugins for this. Flirted with the photo on the packaging at the pet food aisle. I'm not a witty guy, so you can do better than this. You may run out of ideas after a while, so you can, 1. Get user-generated content for this. This case is a good candidate for giveaways on IG and encourage others to join in. 2. Use this as a supplement within idea 1 above to increase the fun. 3. Expand it to other animals. 4. Post it once every 3 days. Day 1, Day 3, Day 5. 5. Use it in other ways as a content marketing tool to build an audience and drive sales. Hopefully, all these ideas will spark your imagination a bit. Everything above is just 5% or less of the whole process. The execution is what makes the thing successful, because you still have to make the website look right, get the photography right, get the content right, get the branding right, each of which, if done wrongly, will break the entire thing. BTW, one shop which I bought dog t-shirts from earlier this year, they announced that they're closing down. After 1 year in business. They even have professional product photography of models, and they even got featured by one small-time celebrity at one event. Yes, and they run a lot of discounts after discounts, sales after sales every time. Every day is sales and discounts day. LOL. Thanks for the insight. I like those designs as well. I actually screen print everything myself, which make it much easier to adapt and change the designs. What do you think about this design? Awesome. Taking action and Shopify good platform, but why not just upload designs on the print-on-demand shirt websites? No cost until you get paid orders. Plus they have the traffic already. I like the idea that you have an asset you own you can sell later if you can get consistent monthly income, but as mentioned, even the quality of the shirts are much better at the print-on-demand websites. Just was curious, did you consider those? Art looks cheap to me. You know, on second thought, I like the first design, the second design looks cheap to me. I did consider print on demand, but I decided to print my own shirts mainly because I want of the print process and my business. I can not only have a dog owner t-shirt site, but I can have a screen printing business as well. When or if business picks up, I can hire people to print shirts for me using my equipment. It also makes it easier for me to screen print on other mediums like actual shirts for dogs, koozies, mugs, glassware, etc. I feel I have more options. Also, if I'm able to sell shirts in mass quantity, I save money on materials, ink, squeegee, screens, etc. Also, I'll mention that I can get better quality shirts. I'm really testing at this point more than anything. However, more expensive shirt eats profit. Not that I'm opposed to better quality shirts, it's just that it will affect price or shirt or profit, and it's something that needs to be analyzed. Plus screen printing is fun. That's a huge advantage then. You can print on parts of the shirt that others can't do. Print on the sleeves, make a custom printed label on the inside. Print on the bottom of the shirt. Sell for $25. Custom printed label is definitely something I'll have to implement. Sleeves are a great idea too. Hands down the most riveting, brilliant marketing post I've ever read. And it's done with such a simple product. Pure undiluted genius. You took a product and rocketed it up 1000% to make it almost a quest. You have to post more often. I don't know how you came up with all of that. Amazing. I'm one of your best friends here, as a lot of other people are. Aside from the brilliant advice given, especially from which I completely agree with, you just have to up your game. And I mean way up your game. As bio says above, so correctly, the designs look like clip art. And clip art has evolved greatly. I use clip art a lot. One of my most simple designs is of a $sign that is 3D, tilted slightly, and looks like it is made out of polished gold. Real gold that has a sheen on it, not just colored clip art gold color. And that's simple clip art. I would never use the stenciled type of designs you have on your shirts. Ever. Your site with a white background and static t-shirts. Really? How could you make this more dull or more boring? You simply can't. Unless you type it out like an article in a newspaper with no graphics. On a scale of 1 to 10, this ranks a 1. It simply can't be more plain vanilla than it already is. I'm not here to make you feel good, obviously. Hallmark Cards gets paid to do that, but not me. Sorry, not sorry. Now that tagline is pretty funny. I just had a moment today that I dreaded, but it turned out good. I have a friend that I refer to as my acid tester. Any idea that I present to him, he will shred. He will tear it apart and spit it out. And I not only appreciate that, but I need that. So, I created a website with gently emerging patterns of light that is very soothing to look at. I can literally look at this for hours. I used this as a background and have floating text in front of it. I should put the text into a text box of some sort to make it easier to read. But I just hate the idea of taking away this relaxing effect in any way. Finally, I had to face it. Was I sticking to this because of my personal preference? Maybe it's a bad idea, but I can't accept that. So I asked Mr. Acid Test to tell me if the background was too distracting and took away from the text readability. I can't stand in the way of my marketing, no matter how much I might love a design. He loved it. Said he really enjoyed looking at it and had never seen anything like it before. Solved. I know not everyone will like it. But I'm not trying to please everyone. In fact, said she almost bounced off your site because it took too long to load. I find that endlessly amusing. My site takes a long time to load, about 5 seconds I see by professional testing results. Know what? I don't care. I will not have a bare bones site. So I might lose customers. Oh shucks anyway. On the other hand, I know I will get loads of free advertising from people that do stop and enjoy the relaxing feel of my site, as my acid test friend has. Ramp it up. I want excitement. I want thrills. Better yet, as explained, I want a story. You can do so much better. So much good advice here. This is a thread I will be rereading quite often, as I am designing my own websites. I hope this helps. If it doesn't, sorry, don't care. As any self-respecting pug would say. Can you post a link to the site you're referring to? I'd like to see it. You could improve your site extremely, by adding articles and blog posts about dogs. It would be really great for the customer to learn something about dogs, while browsing your site. You can add back shots of the t-shirts for a more complete presentation. It would be beneficial to add product descriptions. That's all for now. I hope I gave you some great ideas to think about. Edit, summary, be an dog-focused media company that happens to sell related products. That's the takeaway. Period. Running ads for a brand is very transactional, as Gary Vee would call it. You don't have a single sale. You could play with your ad creative a bit, but I have a guess it won't be ROI positive running ads for shirts like you're doing. I don't know what people are talking about. I think they're awesome shirts and not overpriced. You might even want to raise the price if you can increase the quality. I've bought shirts from brands like Redwood Blue Apparel and Baseballism, and they are high quality and a little pricey. That's okay. Man, I buy $25 plain white t-shirts from Express just because they're nice. I don't think straight up cold ads to people is going to work well for you. But that would be a fantastic thing to include on the sidebar of a blog about pets. Maybe you could contact 100 blogs that are about dogs and see if they'd bite on an affiliate marketing deal. They put your shirts on their site and you pay them a cut from it. If you want to be an online store and become a true emporium, you could operate like similar brands, such as Baseballism. Look it up. They have creative stuff you can only get through them. You'd need some investment and more creative projects, but if you make a good product, people will want it. You should do this. My opinion 1. Get serious on social media and start building a brand. I would consider a name change, but that's just me. Something shorter. I just don't see Rusty's Puppy Emporium being a brand, but that's totally just my opinion. Start following niche product brands and copy their strategies immediately. Follow Baseballism for example and watch what they do. Or Yads America even. Brands succeed. Salesmanship will only optimize something. Follow other brands and use social media to attract people along with blog posts and email lists. Retargeting is good too, but honestly that's just semantics. The best sales is marketing. 2. Let it grow. It will only work if it's really good. It takes time to become really good, but it's a skill like carving wood or playing guitar. It's not that the guitar is broken or you've got bad wood to carve. Social media and product selling isn't broken. It's all about the skill of the craftsman or the artist. If you just plain suck at being creative or growing social media accounts, hire someone who has the skill. 3. Don't expect income right away. This goes along with letting it grow. Don't do it for the 10 grand you think you could make this year if your ads convert. Do it for the 40 grand a month you could be making in 2 to 3 years because you built a kick-ass brand that everyone knows about. My main worry here is what is your margin, and what's your max CPC and CPS. Selling things in a low price range like shirts is quite difficult to make profitable if you have to pay ads to do it. Other than that, try having breed targeted ads using Facebook pages as filters. Find a bulldog page with lots of likes and make an ad for it that links to that specific shirt page. You can target only people following some pages with Facebook. You could also message the page owners and pay for a review or post instead of using the ads platform to do it. Probably cheaper and better, but more work. I feel like you'll spin this wheel for a long time before you realize or accept it's not really profitable enough to be worth the effort. But hey, maybe you'll make it work. You obviously put a lot of work on this already, so who knows. Just remember, sunk cost fallacy is a thing, and enjoy the journey. I made this mistake recently, and next time you can bet I'll be doing my math before jumping into things. If we all bought fashion based on how much it is actually worth, then nobody would ever pay more than $5 for a t-shirt. However, that is not how it works at all. I used to have a fun little job buying Louis Vuitton for rich Chinese people in Hong Kong. I was in London. You know why I had the job? Because LV actively turn custom away. Try going into an LV shop looking like a scruffy nobody, they will restrict what they sell to you. In other words, when you pay $500 for a t-shirt, you are not doing so because you believe it has amazing quality, you are doing so because you are sold on the brand, and everything it is trying to convey to you. Like I said, I think you can sell them for $100. However, your story has to be on point, and you need a logo. If you haven't already done so, if I were you, I would give post a good old read. I'd be curious to know more about shipping times, shipping policy, a little bit about the company. People are always a bit skeptical when they're not sure of this stuff. I noticed some stuff in each product about your 100% satisfaction. 4 reasons. Maybe this would be better on homepage, as I didn't feel like clicking on a product without knowing that. Would also be good to see some social proof, even once you get your first sale. Mark that as your best seller. Great point. My brand is pretty non-existent at this point. Very interesting about LV restricting what they sell to certain individuals. This post is awesome. Very good advice. Thanks for the insight. I'm gonna add those 4 reasons to the homepage. I read every post. The good ones I reread. A very few I return to and reread several times. As for post, that one is printed out and taped on my wall. I look at it every day. I endlessly admire that brilliant post. I wonder much more, how does someone get to that level of thinking? Print that baby out. You can go years before finding something that good. Is design your only opportunity for differentiation? I've bought plenty of $25 t-shirts, and the reasons are more because of the fit than the funny slogan or witty drawing. Also, I don't like polyester. It's itchy and I find it uncomfortable. What are other ways you can differentiate your product? I have to agree on fit over design. I feel some of my current designs would look much better on a better quality, better fitting shirt. Polyester hasn't gotten much love in this thread. I think many people will find a percentage of polyester in a lot of clothing already in their closets. 50% cotton, 50% polyester t-shirts are pretty popular these days. But I digress. I've been thinking of integrating matching human or dog t-shirts. That could differentiate my brand. Am I the only one on here who is sitting back gobsmacked by the missing dog story? I don't even like dog shirts, and I wanna know where we are all gonna go to look for Rusty next. Somebody get Xion to tell more stories. My feelings exactly. Yes. I'm not alone. I have just bonded with you over a story about a company that doesn't exist that chases a dog that doesn't exist. LMFAO. Now all we need is a dude named Rusty to sit at our feet while we discuss the Guns book. #priceless. Day 46 cracked me the hell up. So glad to see that this post was genuine and not a backlink or SEO scheme. A lot of folks post here to say, hey, what do you think? But they're not looking for feedback. They're looking for SEO or link juice. Thanks for being genuine. Thread marked notable. Some great feedback here in a saturated, low-entry business. Yes. I really think you should look into this further. I don't know if you're already a member of pet or animal or dog lover forums. If not, sign up and start lurking or contributing, and try to pick up on if this is a good way to go. When you're ready, You'll have a good audience to test your first products on. Also check Google Trends and get some of the free Amazon tools that allow you to track sales of doggy clothes. My instinct is that whippets are the most popular to clothe, because they're so small and skinny, and have ultra short hair. I see a lot of whippets around my way with winter coats and jackets, some even with little doggy booties. Keep going, I think with the right tweaking this could turn into a nice little business. Just make sure your brand is strong and stands out. Just wanted to say, this post is great. Not sure if you're a copywriter or marketing pro, but if you are and I ever need one, I'm coming to you lol. Thank you for providing a forum where I'm able to get real, honest feedback. I've learned a lot. Time to implement. Thanks. I've got a lot of work ahead, but this forum has set a much needed path forward. I didn't catch all of the replies in this, but my take when I clicked on your link, name is awkward and generic. It could be a furniture or department store name. T-shirt plus dogs, T-pup. Blah, something simple like that. Logo needs some work, font is very dated, the dog symbol apostrophe is dated and doesn't fit well in the logo. Good luck man, look forward to seeing it grow. Good advice, of course. I always like your posts. After all the great advice here, I was sure the site would be much better. It has been enhanced. Still tastes like a 4-hour-old glass of warm beer though. Yes, it's beer, but there's something very wrong with it. This is a great example of how not to make a website. Dull. Painful. Not even interesting. I hate to think there are people with no imagination out there walking among us. Yet you never know who they are though, because they look and act like everyone else. I'm an animal lover, but frankly, I can't imagine myself wearing 99% of your designs. Clever words and animal images that make me go, ah, that's what grabs me. Also, you don't offer a tea of my dog's breed. My advice, get inside the mind of a dog lover. What is our relationship with our pets? Why would we choose to wear a dog tea when so many other choices are available? When I first read your post, I thought that you were making teas for dogs to wear. Maybe not such a bad idea. I did Amazon merch for a few years. I made over $25,000 and then Amazon kicked me, and thousands of other t-shirt designers off. It was a feast or famine environment, and once Vietnamese designers starting copying bestseller designs and then using Amazon copyright complaints against original designers, it was all over. Amazon didn't have proper channels of control in place and figured, what the hell, there's tons of designers, I'll just kick all these crackpots off and get new designers. This goes back to control that MJ talks about. While in that competitive industry, dog designs sold well, as did t-shirts designed around holidays and days of year. Your website is good, but not great. Can you speed up the sales funnel somehow? Your t-shirt designs are good, but not great. When you find a t-shirt that sells 3-to-1 or even 10-to-1 versus others, take a strong mental inventory. What specifically is it about that design that makes it so appealing? Keep perfecting your craft. If you can build a large email network and showcase great designs continuously, there's no question that you can build a valid business. Return customers will be your key to success. Also, be sure to use to check on trademarks or copyrights. All it will take is one t-shirt that infringes on someone's trademark and you put your whole website at risk. Anyway, best of success to you. You can contact digital marketing agencies for a better result. Other than Facebook ads, there are so many shopping ads can be run for your business. I was just about to check your site, but the notification came the site can't be reached. So what happened to your business?